Whether you've been drumming for a long time or have just recently started drumming, it's likely that you have probably seen a Percussive Art Society 40 standard rudiments sheet. Now, rudiments are essentially a bunch of different sticking patterns that we as drummers use to train our hands and develop our skills. But specifically when it applies to drum set, I have found in my years of drumming that there are a small select few number of rudiments that really offer you the most bang for your buck in terms of your practice time. Now, obviously there is value in learning all of the standard rudiments and developing your hands, but in today's video, I'm going to be showing you my top 5 rudiments, and this is purely my opinion and based off of the rudiments that I use most frequently and apply all over the drum set. My name is Taylor Edwards. I'm a percussionist and music educator here in Washington State. Thank you so much for checking out my channel, and if you enjoy this lesson, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. The first rudiment I want to talk about today is the single stroke roll. This is the most basic sticking that you can do on the drums, and especially when you're starting out, you probably already naturally do this all the time. The single stroke roll is essentially just one hit per hand. We can play this at a variety of different subdivisions, variety of different tempos, all sorts of different dynamics. As you're practicing the single stroke roll, you can also start to include accents within the patterns that you're playing. You can orchestrate around the drums in various different ways. And you can even start substituting your kick drum in place of one of your hands. On the drum set, this single stroke roll works really well on two-handed hi-hat grooves. And the single stroke roll is all over the place pretty much whenever we do a fill of any sorts. The single stroke roll is great for developing your hand speed, and it allows you to focus on the wrist and fingers depending on what tempo you're playing this at. It sounds great ripping fast down the drums. I include the single stroke roll in my practice session every single day and use it all the time on my gigs. The second rudiment we're going to talk about today is the double stroke roll. So essentially just 2 hits per hand. Now, depending on what speed you play this double stroke roll, there are some different techniques involved, and I have 3 in-depth videos talking about the different hand techniques that are required when playing a double stroke roll. At the slower speeds, both notes are played with the wrist. At the medium speeds, oftentimes we use what's called a wrist finger technique, or open close, or drop catch. These are all kind of interchangeable terms. And at the really fast speed for double strokes, we are actually allowing the sticks to bounce twice. We get 1 motion, but we get 2 notes per hand motion. Once again, the double stroke roll works really nicely in grooves for some added hi-hat effects, or even as quiet ghost notes on the snare drum. At the slower speeds, you can utilize doubles to flow around the drums a little bit easier without having to single stroke everything. And at faster speeds, you can allow those fast doubles to bounce on a high tension surface like the snare drum, play them as ghost notes, and start incorporating single accents within a string of doubles. In all my years of teaching, I have found that the double strokes are something that take a long time to develop for students. Understanding the mechanics, especially in the fingers, to develop nice, strong sounding doubles definitely takes a lot of practice, but it is well worth it. And having a strong, solid sounding double stroke roll can apply to so many things. Again, check out my double stroke roll videos down in the description for some great ways to practice these different techniques. The third rudiment I'd like to talk about today is the paradiddle. So if you combine two singles followed by a double in one of your hands, that gets you a paradiddle. Right, left, left, right, left, left. And typically when we first learn paradiddles, we play the paradiddle with an accent on the first note, followed by the rest of the notes being quieter. This allows us to have different dynamics while we're playing this rudiment. And when we start moving it around the drum set, it gives us different layers of sounds by having those different stick heights. By controlling the heights this way on the paradiddle as well, it also allows us to play it at faster speeds to utilize the natural rebound in that downstroke in order to get a fast double on the diddle part of the paradiddle. We can use paradiddles in grooves split between either the hi-hat and the snare or the ride cymbal and the snare drum. Just taking the paradiddle pattern in general and orchestrating it around the drums, we get great different sounding fill patterns. You can also vary which hand is loud and which hand is soft. Sometimes only keeping the right hand loud the whole time or mirroring it on a cymbal plus bass drum allows for really cool combinations. Paradiddles obviously sound really cool played fast as well. I have a deep dive on how to break down paradiddles and build your control in speed. I will leave that video down in the description as well. The fourth rudiment is Paradiddle-diddles. So very similar to the paradiddle, this rudiment involves a combination of two singles followed by a double in one hand and then a double in the other hand. Right, left, left, left would be our right-handed paradiddle-diddle. Left, right would be our left-handed paradiddle-diddle. This sticking, just like the paradiddle, works pretty well if we have different layers of stick heights. So typically we will play the first note as an accent, all of the other notes as unaccented notes, quieter notes. And this allows us to let those diddles bounce, especially once we get to the higher tempos. You can move the accents around to different surfaces while keeping those unaccented notes on a high tension surface like the snare drum. You could apply accents to both of those singles, and that creates new ways to move it around the drums. And you can get creative with what sort of subdivision you're playing this rudiment in. Since it is a 6-note grouping, oftentimes paradiddle-diddles sound really nice within sextuplets or triplets. But you can also create cool over-the-bar line sounding fills with paradiddle-diddles if you play them within a duple feel of 16th notes or 32nd notes. Just like with the previously mentioned rudiments, you can substitute your bass drum for some of the hand hits. It's always fun to play these Paradiddle-diddles really fast as well. I will leave a link down in the description to one of my Paradiddle-diddle guides as well. The final rudiment we're going to talk about today is the 6-stroke roll. This is by far my most used rudiment on the drum set, and it works with pretty much any style of music you're going to be playing. The 6-stroke roll is very closely related to the Paradiddle-diddle, where we have 6 notes within this rudiment. A right-handed 6-stroke roll is right, left, left, right, right, left. And a left-handed 6-stroke roll is left, right, right, left, left, right. This flows around the drums really, really nice if you move the accents to different surfaces and keep those diddles on a higher tension surface like the snare drum. This allows you to play at very fast speeds and be really comfortable the whole time. Just like the Paradiddle-diddle, this works really well as sextuplets or triplets, but also can sound really cool if you apply it as 16th notes or 32nd notes. And one of my favorite things to do with the 6-stroke roll is essentially just extend the right, left, left, or the right, right, left, and play that little segment of the rudiment multiple times to extend the phrase. I have some wonderful lessons on the 6-stroke roll that I will include down in the description as well. This will help you get this rudiment really fast and clean and show you some cool ways to apply this. If you want some more deep dive videos on any of the rudiments that I discussed within this video, make sure you let me know down in the comments. I hope this video can help shape your practicing in terms of what to focus on with rudiments. And I promise if you focus on these specific rudiments, you will see a huge development within your playing. As always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.